So basically we do have Tableau desktop,
Mm.
and importantly we have Tableau server, and there are different components like Tableau online, Tableau public, Tableau reader. So importantly
Mm.
in real time, right? So we are going to work on Tableau desktop and Tableau server. So
Okay.
major part of the development will use Tableau desktop, and
Mm.
we are going to publish those reports or dashboards to server. So
Okay.
this is Tableau desktop, whatever the screen you are seeing, right? This is Tableau
Mm-hmm.
desktop, and this is the latest version, 2021.4 dot something, 4.1 I
Mm.
feel, and new version is available. You can see
Yeah.
2021.4.3.
Mm.
So in general, right? So whenever you are going to install Tableau, so you'll get some like a predefined folder, which is Tableau, my Tableau repository. But I'll showcase that. So because they have provided some sample superstore data, which is a retail domain data. But for prerequisite, right? So basically for Tableau, we should know the basics of data warehouse. So I'll go through the basics of data warehouse. As I said, there are different concepts of data warehouse, like the database versus data warehouse, and these are the concepts like OLTP versus OLAP. So what is fact, what is dimension, and importantly, we are going to discuss with data modeling concepts like star schema and snowflake schema. So this is important. Understanding the data, establishing relationship between the tables. So that is what we are going to discuss here. And there are a couple of concepts like types of facts and types of dimensions. But in general, so understanding the life cycle of data warehouse and the data modeling concepts is very important. Okay. So we'll cover that in the data warehouse sessions, and also like basic SQL. So if you know basic SQL, so it helps a lot, because sometimes we are going to have some SQL. We can also write some SQL statements, and we can load the data into Tableau. That is also possible. I'll showcase that. So one of the easiest way. And like if we understand SQL, or if we have knowledge on SQL, because we are going to do some unit testing, right? We have to test the data. Basically, whatever the data present in, or whatever the results showing up in Tableau, and we can also validate that in the database level. So it helps a lot for testing purpose. Okay. But no worries, I'll go through that. As I said, like this is Tableau desktop, and you can connect to a number of databases. So Tableau provided multiple connections. As you can see, there are a lot of naming conventions, but if you figure it out, few of the things, like let's say, so we have Google Sheets or Google Drive. So importantly, let's say MySQL, right? MySQL. You might aware of Microsoft SQL Server, and like we have Oracle database. So here it is Oracle, PostgreSQL, and here it is Teradata, SAP HANA. So you have Snowflake, right? You have a lot of database connectivities, even importantly like Amazon Redshift. So cloud environments. So Google Cloud, here you can see Google Cloud, Google BigQuery. Even they have provided Dropbox connections as well. So they provide a lot of connection informations, right? So we can connect to multiple databases. Clear, right? So, and when you like, let's say we have different databases, but when you click on Microsoft Excel, as I said, right, basically they have provided a sample superstore data, which you can see default when you install Tableau. You can see that in the My Tableau repository. Okay. So that is in the documents folder. So when you install Tableau, default, you are going to get this folder. Clear? So my Tableau repository.
Yeah.
In this my Tableau repository, so you have data sources and you can see different folder names. Basically, I have multiple versions. I just installed one of the version, uninstalled one of the version, but you can see here, I have 2021 1.3 as well. So whatever the version I have here, which is this version is like 2020 2021.4. You can see, right? 2021.4.2, 2021.4.2, correct? So I installed two versions of Tableau for now. Actually, I installed one more version. So let me scroll down. You can see, right? Straight away. So I have two versions.
Yeah, I can see.
Yeah. So, I mean, you can install a number of versions. That is the advantage of Tableau. So you can, let's say you have 2020 version, 2021 version, and the latest is not released 2022. But if they release any version in 2022 year, it will be 2022 dot some one or one dot x, something like that. So in general, like first important point is like this Tableau desktop or whatever the software, right? It will work only for 14 days, but we have a student license. Okay. Student license, which this will work for 1 year. So I'll try to get the student license for you. So no worries about that. Clear, right? So for the licensing, so just click on this Microsoft Excel. As I said, we'll get a My Tableau repository folder. And here we have data sources. You can pick any of the folder, like the latest which I have installed is 2021.4, correct? Double click. You'll have a sample superstore file. This is what Tableau has provided, sample data. So there are three tables here: orders table, people table, and returns table. If you want to see the sample data, if you want to check what actually the data present in this table, you have this view data option, right? And you can see how many number of records, 9,994 records. And this is the sample data here. Okay. So even we'll go through Tableau. You can simply drag and drop a table here. And you can see some sample data here. And you can also use, let's say if you have multiple tables, how we are going to pull. That is what the data modeling concepts, as I said, right? So you have to establish relationship between the tables. So between these two, I have a join here. You can see from orders table, there is a region column. And from people table as well, I do have a region column. So we are getting an inner join. So this is an inner join, right? But this is something like an equal operator. But there is one more option. There is a physical model. This is kind of a logical model, something like that. Let me showcase that screen as well. So which they have introduced in 2020.2 version. Okay. Whenever you drag and drop any table, double click on this table. Okay. So this is just a demo. Okay. So no worries. Double click on this table. And when you drag and drop this another table, now you'll get more clarity. So now you can see. So we are getting something like an inner join. So join, what kind of a join we are performing? Inner join. It is highlighted, right? And what is a common column between these two tables? We are getting the region as a common
Region.
column between these two tables. So if you want to perform left join, you can select left join. If you want to go for right or full outer join, you can select. But the default is inner join. So I mean, this is what the actual data modeling, where you, when you drag and drop, you can join the tables. Okay. So this we will discuss in the regular classes. But let me go through the advantages of Tableau. So like we have different connections, whether you want to go for live or extract. I'll tell you what actually extract connection, which is for performance. But in Tableau, importantly, whenever you are going to connect, right? So we'll get those dimensions and measures. So whatever the blue color, like when I select, everything comes in a blue color, right? The highlighted in blue color. These are all dimensions, okay? And when you select the measures below, a line separated actually here. These are all measures: discount, profit, quantity, sales, correct? So the blue color one are my dimensions, and these are all measures. So I will cover these topics in the data warehouse as well, the basics, anyhow in Tableau as well. But we'll have the differentiation of what actually fact. This is what actually fact, and we'll talk about measures and what is dimension. So we'll cover all these topics. Okay. So example of facts, examples of dimensions. So that is what we are going to discuss. But in general, so basically, like whenever you are going to load the data into Tableau, importantly, it is also going to showcase the data type. You can see customer name, you are getting ABC left side, which is a string data type. And there are few columns with globe symbol, which is a geographical role, geographical data type. So that helps a lot. How the data type helps in the sense, let's say I'm going to drag and drop, let's say, state. This is, we have only US related data. When you drag and drop state field into rows or columns, we are able to see like United States information, right? So, but I just dropped directly into rows, actually drag and drop into rows. But when you double click or when you drop here, when you drop here, not in rows or columns, when you drop or double click, by default, this will create a world map. So it's not pointing actually. So here you can see 49 unknown. So you have an option called as edit locations. Basically, it's pointing to static country, India, but I will set up to the from field. So we already have a field called as country. So whatever the country related information, I just want to map to that. Let's click OK. Now I can see. So with the geographical data type, we are able to create a world map. So that's the advantage, right? So even you have a filler map, and let's drag and drop state field into color to differentiate different states, different color. And let's say drop state into labels. This is label is like a naming convention. Okay. So this is like state wise. Let's say I want to see sales information. You have the sales, right? You can also drag and drop sales into labels. So simply we just created this map on the fly, right? So within I mean seconds or a minutes, right? So when you go back to presentation mode and mouse over, even you can able to see those tooltip, correct? Clear, right? So this is where we can create like reports. So like we have sheets. Here you can see that sheet one, when you click on this sheet two, or you have a dashboard, even we can create dashboards, and we can also create stories. So one of the advantage, there are multiple options, multiple concepts, okay, a lot of concepts,
Mm.
filters, and we do have groups, set, calculations, importantly, parameters. So,
Mm.
but let me showcase a simple example. Let's say I have a category wise, some sales
Mm.
information. And when you drag, even you can click on the show me to create a visualization. Let's say I want to create a bar graph.
Mm.
Click on this, and let's say you can swap here. This is the horizontal. If you want to create a vertical, you can
Mm.
swap here.
Okay.
And let me go through this entire view. And let's say, or even you can go for the horizontal view, that's fine. And let's say if you want to display the labels, you can drop labels, sales into labels. Actually, the animation is on. So the animation is a new functionality they have added in 2018 or 2019. I'm not exactly sure. So this animation is on, like animation in the sense, let's say I'm going to kind of, it will take some time, like as something you can see, right? So let's say I'm going to select unselect and select central, or let's select east, kind of an animator, right? So
Yeah,
it's,
yeah, yeah.
I do feel it's very fast. So let's go back to format animation. I'll go for very slow. You can see very slow. It's fast actually. You can see very slow. And let me use some color, like let's say region into color. Now, whenever I'm going to select east, now you can see, right, the differentiation.
Yes, 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 yes.
Yeah, that's what animated. So basically it depends, like if you want to use animations, we can use animations and we can apply the filter condition to see the differentiations. And I just want to showcase a simple example. So let's remove the animation, or let it be. So let's say we have like subcategory wise sales or subcategory wise profit. I'll go for profit. So, and let's create a bar graph. So let's understand the data. So wherever you have negative values, I want to showcase that in the, you can see here, right? There is 1,
Yeah.
2, 3. There are 3 negative values. We are working on profit. If let's say our condition is like if profit greater than 0, I want to highlight these bars in green color. Else I want to showcase in red in color. So just a color condition. So we have in general, when you drag and drop profit into color, that is also going to give it some diverging color. It's not completely like green and red, proper diverging. I mean to say proper color. So this is also going to help, but I don't want to apply profit directly into color. I want to write a calculation. So I just want to showcase you how to write the calculations. So analysis, create a calculation. So my requirement is, it's actually simple English kind of a logic, if conditions. So if sum of profit greater than or equal to 0, then I want to display in green, which is a simple text. Green is a simple text. It's not any color code, but I'll tell you how to assign the color. And else I want to showcase in a red in color. And this is the logic. If profit greater than 0, then I
Yeah,
want to
green.
showcase in green, else red. Let's say this is something like color indicator. Now just drag and drop color indicator into color. Default, if default, you can see we are getting green and red as a naming convention, but basically it's not green, and it is blue, and this is like orange. For the first time, we need to assign the color only for the first time. Then this will take consider the actual color. I mean, whatever the assigned color.
Okay.
So because we are getting automatic, and the first one is assigned to green and the second color is assigned to red. But let's say this is here, it is green, select green. Oh, it's double clicked. Select green and assign green. Select red, assign red. Or if you want to go for proper RGB color code, even you can see RGB color code. You can provide the proper RGB color code. You can pick a color here. And this is for red as well. So we have this red RGB color coding. So I can use proper RGB color code. I just assigned proper naming convention and proper color. So now you can see we are getting this green and red. Even we have some transparency. Yeah, that's fine. So, but this is what even you can do some sorting. So now you can see like whatever the data like greater than 0, correct? So profit greater than 0. So it's showing in green color, all the bars. And we have some profit values less than 0, which are showing in red indicator, I mean red colored bars. Clear? Something like this. So even you can write a color conditions, you can write some calculations to differentiate that. Clear? You're getting the point, right?
Yes.
So there are multiple options. I mean, let me showcase one more example. So let's say we have a lot of customers, customer wise sales, and I'll create a bubble chart. So there might be like different regions, region wise customers. So when you drop a region into color, so we actually using animated, that's the reason it's taking some time. But these are the customers who belongs to a particular region, right? So you can see east region customers, south, west, we can highlight. So one more point is, I mean, you can on the fly, you can select some set of customers and you have this keep only or exclude. So keep only is like you are going to apply the filter, you can see. So on the fly, you can select the customers, just click on keep only. So you're going to showcase only those customers information in your report. So on the fly, you can apply the filter condition. So that's what the advantage. So this is in the filter. When you drop this, you'll get all the customers. I mean, not only here, anywhere. Let's say if you want to highlight only these, right? You're getting keep only. Got it? And you can remove the filter as well to get back those actual report. So I mean, on the fly, you can apply the filter, and anyhow, we have filter conditions as well. So we have seen here, right? Uh, here, if you wants to showcase only like central or east or something like that, so you can do some selection. So one more point here is like a tooltip. Let's say here we have tooltip, some sales information. I want to highlight the sales information. So when you mouse over, you can see the sales information 2757, right? So like there's customer name, region central, and sales 1737. I mean, what is the advantage of this is faster tooltip. So whenever you're going to move this cursor very fast, so let me do some transparency of the color and let's apply some border. Okay. So whenever you're going to place the cursor, I mean, you can mouse over, right? It is going to capture the results very fast. So that is what faster tooltip. It's you can move the cursor any any at any place. So it captured those customer names. So that is what the advantage of faster tooltip in Tableau. It's not like in other tools, like it might take some time to display, but in Tableau, this is pretty fast. So you can showcase those results very fast. So this is one thing, but in general, I mean, we can create a lot of sheets, lot of information, different visualizations, as I showed here, right? There are a lot of visualizations. And in Tableau, we have, as I said, right, these are individual sheets, but we can create a dashboard. Okay. So this is the dashboard. Here you can see dashboard one. So to create a dashboard, we have to create sheets. So we are going to use existing sheets to create a dashboard. So let me use the complete size of the dashboard, the complete space, and you can simply drag and drop. So let's say I dropped sheet one. Let me remove this, which is a mapped information. And I'm going to drop the sheet two. And let's drop sheet three here. And let's drop sheet four here. Let me hide the titles to have some better space for now. Okay. So I'm actually using animation, so that might help in few cases, not every time. So this is what a dashboard, right? So you can see, you can showcase complete information. I mean, let's say the related information in one single dashboard. This is what we are going to develop. Okay. So like, I mean, we can create multiple sheets, we can create multiple dashboards. So one of the advantage in Tableau is like interactive. This is actually user friendly and more interactive. Let's say I want to use this as a interactive sheet. Like, I mean, let's say whenever I'm going to select California, in other reports, right? Let's say in other three sheets, I want to showcase only the California related sales. And here, this is the sales, this is the profit, and this is some customers information, right? So we have a quick option, like we have actions concept, but we have a very simple shortcut here, use as a filter. So when you click on the sheet and when you use this sheet as a filter, let me go through the presentation mode. So now let's try to understand here. So let's say we are getting some, let's say you can see here the numbers. You can see the numbers and the regions. Let's say here we are getting like four regions of data, correct? Central, east, south, and west. But California belongs to west. So whenever you are going to click on California, so you can able to see only the California related information. So this is only California data. This is only California data. And these are the customers who belongs to California. Understand, right? So that's what the advantage. So whenever you're going to select Arizona, so this will give you the details of Arizona. Clear? So basically, so you are going to apply the filter. I mean, on the fly, it's not like a static filter. I mean, the regular filters. So on the fly, you can interact with the dashboard. You can select whatever the state. Let's say if you're going to select New York, this will give you the New York related profit, subcategory wise profit, subcategory wise sales, and there's a customer's information. Clear?
Yeah.
So this is like a more interactive. You can select multiple states, and you can see. I mean, we selected only like which the states belongs to central and west. Let's say I'm going to select some south states. Okay. So this what like one of the advantage. I mean, you can see the differentiation, right? So when you switch on animation, so when you select, you can see some differentiation and see something like an animated representation. So that's the advantage here. So not every time we are going to use animations, but in general, like, yeah, it depends. It helps. Uh, yeah, in general, it helps a lot whenever we are going to use animations for the users. So not sheet file. And one more point we have an option to go for stories, new story.
Mm,
Like basically this is the last option. Like it's not mandatory to create stories every time, but this is the flexibility Tableau has provided where even you can create a story.
mm,
I mean, in stories, you can see for dashboards, you're getting only sheets. But in stories, even you can use dashboard and existing sheets and existing dashboards.
okay.
Let's say I'm going to use, like you have a story point here. This is like a dashboard. And I can add a new story point here. You can see, click on blank
Mm,
and let me add a sheet one and click on a new story point. I can add
mm,
sheet two. So whenever you are going to add a new story points, we are something like a tabs. So everything, if you
mm,
want to showcase in one single story, like a
mm,
dashboard, this
mm,
helps. So let's go back to presentation mode.
mm,
And when you click on dashboard, this will give you the dashboard information. I didn't go, given any naming convention, but I mean to say you can switch. You can switch from one tab to other on the fly.
mm, mm,
Okay. So this is one more advantage in Tableau, where you can add multiple related informations in one single story. So I mean, in Tableau, we can create sheets, dashboard, and story. So majorly, we are going to create dashboards. Majorly,
mm,
like 99% of the cases. I mean, sheets are mandatory. Majorly, we are going to create sheets and dashboards. So it depends. If we get a requirement to create a story, as I said, it's not complex. Directly, we can create on top of existing sheets or dashboards to create a story.
mm.
Clear?
Yes, yes,
So
yes.
this is what the advantage. This is on a high level, but there are a lot of options. I mean, lot of calculations involved. Yeah, like different functions like date functions and
Mm,
multiple calculations, parameters, reference lines. So we have almost like 30 hours of. It will take like 30 hours actually to complete tablet. So
okay.
around 30 hours.
30 hours, right?
Yeah,
That's about 6 weeks.
around like 6 weeks. Yeah, 5 weeks.
Okay.
Yeah.
All
And we
right.
can spend some good amount of time over the weekends.
Okay.
That might help so to cover.
Mm.
Any questions here?
No, that's good so far.
Yeah,
At least I've got a concept.
yeah,
I mean, I've got some basic foundation. It's something that is doable.
yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Mm.
Okay.